Web3 gives you a space to create your own avatar, where you can dress up as your favorite superhero and walk around in the virtual spaces. However, once you log out of the virtual world, there are some real-life superheroes around you, your IT heroes, who help you manage and fix your PCs remotely. Be it something as simple as being unable to log into your mail, or something as complex as a ransomware attack. Intel vPro makes it easier for these real-life heroes to remotely ensure that your PC remains safe and well-managed, even if you're outside the firewall. Intel vPro, built for business. Hi, welcome to Future Proofing. I'm your host, Ekalavya Bhattacharya, and this show is presented by Intel vPro, built for business. In this show, we speak about Web3, blockchain, metaverse, some sense, some nonsense, but usually a whole lot of fun. Today, we are going to look at how these technologies are actually going to have an impact on the creator economy. What do these words mean to creators, right? Like, how can creators utilize NFTs? What can they do in the Web3? And we have a laugh riot of an episode lined up for you, because in the studio today is one of the funniest guys on the internet who you can catch, right? An RJ, a VJ, a comedian, and now also a creator. See you on the other side of this quick Intel vPro break in conversation with none other than Jose.
Hello. It's been another great week here on the IVM Podcasts Network. On this round is on me. Gauri explores the power of networking with Abha Bakaya, founder and CEO of Ladies Who Lead. On Nankari, Sadaf and Archit go on a virtual food walk with Anubhav Sapra, founder of Delhi Food Walks. On Misconduct, Ragvi and Nisha tell us about the fascinating life story of China's only female empress, Wu Zetian. On the longest constitution, Priya analyzes the First Amendment to the Indian Constitution. And on Marathi Khidkitun, the Deshmukhs explore museums all around the world. We've got some exciting news for you. IVM Podcasts has just launched its merch, and our first line is out now. Head to the IVM Podcasts website and click on the shop tab to check out our first collection of t-shirts. Do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platforms you're listening on. And you can also check us out on YouTube. We're also doing a small listener survey to better understand how you respond to our shows and advertising on the network. We would really appreciate it if you could spare a few minutes to fill it in. It helps us build better shows for you. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week. SBI Life Insurance, Apne Liye, Apno Ke Liye. Jupiter, a digital banking app. Capgemini, get the future you want. Intel vPro, built for business. And Intel, future banao wonderful with Intel powered laptops.
Hi, and welcome back. In the studio today is one of my favorite creators, and
Has he not arrived yet?
Where is he?
Kidhar hai?
Is one of my favorite creators. I've known him for more than a decade. Welcome, Jose.
Hello. Now you know what it's like in front of the camera, huh? Suck it!
We did some great work when I was behind the camera.
Oh my god, MTV days and shit. Oh crap. Good to see you again, sir.
Thanks, Jose.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Chidambaram.
Like I said, one of my favorite creators and probably the funniest guy in Indian social media. You actually won an award which certifies you as that, right?
Yeah, but you know how awards are. Thoda paisa dek ke kar sakte hai. It's not a problem. Awards are all subjective and all. I did that video also saying, guys, awards are all subjective and all. But having said that, yes, mil gaya award ye.
Jose, you've been a creator since at least I know you, right? But in today's episode is about, the confusion which creators are going through when they hear words like metaverse, blockchain, crypto, and most of them are like, shit, pata nahi kya hai ye sab.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing this. हम लोग पीड़ित हैं और आप समझ नहीं सकते हो कि what we are dealing with. Ekalavya.
Jose, tell me your first memory of the internet or the web.
Oh shit. First memory
Porn?
was, of course, definitely, dial-up internet.
Yeah. When was this? 95?
Connect हुआ नहीं हुआ? This was, I can't remember. 95 maybe.
95, 98.
Shit, man. to download one 3 MB ka MP3,
Would take a
आधा
day.
घंटा,
Would take a day, bro.
45 minutes, and
Aadha ghanta is still good.
your mom's like, "What are you doing in front of the computer for so long? Nothing's even happening there." And you're just watching the progress bar go through, then checking is anybody on the. Put the landline down, mama. What are you doing?
95% download pe someone ka disconnect.
So,
Shit.
toot, toot, toot. So I think that was the first. Oh, bro. I used to take the 86 bus to Ghatkopar because Ghatkopar mein there was a cyber cafe that charged $100 an hour, which was way less
than
than like either pass me there was like 250 and all. I see you remember. And imagine we're not even like earning any money and stuff. So whatever pocket money whatever pocket money you got to spend on this stuff, and I used to take the 86 bus because I wanted to save money so then I could pay for
spend
the
on the
cyber cafe.
internet.
And udhar jaake kya? Facebook
didn't exist.
Google,
No?
yeah, Facebook existed back then, and I remember very clearly the blues and all, and what was and just using search engines.
Yeah.
You're not really doing anything
Yeah.
on the internet, just using search engines, finding different stuff. I think GeoCities was on then.
Yeah.
Was messing around with making your own page
Own
and
website
stuff.
and stuff. Yeah.
So man, that was crazy. That's my first memory of the internet is cyber cafes.
And how have you
That's
seen?
how old I am.
Same here, bro. Oldies.
I should not have said that.
So, bro, like we were talking about the evolution of the web, right? So probably at that time, GeoCities, people creating websites, no one wanting. I think the comment boxes when the first interactivity aspect of the web came in, the GeoCities comment box.
Yeah.
But tell me, how have you seen Web 1 evolve into Web 2? And
तो
probably
हमारे
evolve?
ज़माने में जब हम लोग बच्चे थे, man, first, so I think it was way less rich as it is now. The way video pops out, and so quickly you can be watching 4K video on your phone now. And back then, even I don't even think there was no concept of 720p.
Yeah, even
and all.
720p.
It was just like,
yeah.
wow, moving pictures.
144p.
Amazing, yeah. And that was the bomb back then. A page loading fast was
GIFs
like, wow.
were videos for us, bro.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
when JPEG to GIF happened.
Yeah.
And
So even a page loading fast was like, wow. Then you reload that page again to see कि फिर से हुआ ऐसा ही. Bro, those are crazy days. So I would remember the internet being like that. So GeoCities, man, you're like unlocking core memories now. I remember the GeoCities pages, and they were so like gaudy and.
did you have a website? That's what made you a creator back then, I guess.
I don't know. I think I had a website. Yeah, I did. You could have your own page.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff,
could have your
right?
own GeoCities.
Which nobody would visit.
Jose797.
Yeah, it was only for you though, because I mean, who's watching that shit?
Unless you turn up on a search site.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But over here it was not like that,
Yeah.
right? The culture abroad was
Yeah.
way different.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, access to the internet changed everything. So Web 1, Web 2, matlab 56 kbps to then
128 to...
Even 1 Mbps was like, oh shit, bro, what is this speed?
What's your internet speed now?
Now I'm at
Show off.
I'm at 80 Mbps. 80,
Don't lie to us.
Yeah. Brian Cable in Bandra. Bandra में बहुत ही अच्छा internet मिलता है.
I thought you'll be at one gig.
No. What are you going to do with 1 gig? क्या करेगा? I think even for streaming and everything, 50 Mbps is more than enough.
Yeah?
You'd rather have some headroom
as
opposed to like maxing out your internet connection. So I think even you're not, when you're streaming to YouTube, even Twitch is not going to let you stream more than 6000 kbps, I think, for a 1080p stream.
Okay.
Same with YouTube. If you want to stream in like 4K and all, then it's up to, I think, max 13 Mbps.
Okay.
20 Mbps. I don't know. You can check it when you're setting up your stream.
But the speed of the internet is something which you've seen really evolve, right?
Oh shit, yeah, man.
And because of that consumption, etc.
Yeah, just it's like a small road where it's just a mud road compared to a highway.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, it changed things drastically, man.
Tell me, when did you see? Now we are in this creator economy, right? Everyone wants to be a creator. But when did you first get labeled as a creator? Was it during your MTV days? Was it radio?
Shit, I don't know. I think it was
When
TV.
when Vines and
Vine.
all
I think
came
around
in,
the time of Vine, because that's when we were doing a lot of
content.
puddings. But we were already we were making stuff anyway. We were
doing fun
screwing
stuff.
around on
Yeah,
TV anyway.
We used to do some like just a little
Yeah.
little bit for those who didn't know. I used to work at MTV and I used to head the digital team. And Jose, I think didn't like TV much at that time because TV was more about dikhava and less about the real content.
He was like, उसका एक
Yeah.
बाल ठीक नहीं उधर वो बाल ठीक करो. I'm like, sir, content क्या है? नहीं नहीं छोड़ो बाल ठीक करो उसका makeup.
And I think the legal guys used to like us, and probably they didn't care about us, right? So we were able to get away with a lot of stuff without with the legal purview.
Go under the radar.
Go under the
Because
radar.
otherwise everything gets
They used to think
vetoed
koi
on TV.
dekhta nahi hai, right?
Yeah.
But
Fortunately, they were right.
I don't know, man. Like these days, if you ask me, appointment viewing, I would say it's dead.
Yeah. See, another thing I saw this reel the other day. Some lady had made a video saying, everybody was born in the 80s. Aren't you all really happy because all the stupid shit you did is not on the internet?
It's not on the internet. That's
and I
really
was
good
like,
next.
oh my god, she's so right.
College,
Damn.
drunken college.
People
days.
who are now born into it, like their whole lives are documented on the internet. So every stupid shit you do, you're being judged by the entire world. It's a possibility,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know. It's very scary.
bachpan
We're very
se
lucky.
Bachpan se creator, right? Bachpan se creator. We're going to
Yeah.
speak a little about that, right? A little later in the episode
Yeah.
about how kids these days are like becoming creators at the age of 4, 5, probably because of parents who are over enthusiastic as a creator.
I don't know. Depends, I guess. I think it all depends on the environment. But you're talking about everybody being a creator now.
Yeah.
Also
Creator economy.
because I think the phones is what changed everything.
But why does everyone want to be a creator now? Why do you think?
Why not, man? The instant gratification, you're famous. You can any little thing you do
Okay.
could propel you into immense fame.
Fame, money, attention. How would you define it?
The fame leads to the money.
Okay.
The attention though is happening. If you become famous, you're getting a lot of attention. Every notification is like a little bit of
A dopamine rush. right?
dopamine hit. Oh, pling. And you just
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Thoda aur notifications do mere ko please. But
True,
yeah,
true.
it's completely understandable. People wanting to be. Before you need to audition, go to a television channel or go to a like some big show, be on TV, be in a film
Or know
to
someone,
to
right?
be famous. Now with your phone sitting at home, you can be
Anyone can.
famous. So I think not just the internet, it was mobile phones and cameras in mobile phones more than anything else, coupled with the internet, is what changed the playing
Ease
field.
of access
Yeah.
and
People sitting at home we've talked about this, people
Yeah.
sitting at home in their bathrooms could come up with a video that will be seen more than a movie that someone put lakhs into. You know what
Probably,
I
yeah,
mean?
And we are
And that's
in such a
crazy to me.
crazy
That's
world.
amazing.
So, Jose, I wanted to talk about hard work versus talent here. I'll tell you a little story of, I don't know if you'll remember it. I think it was
I don't wanna
2000.
talk about hard work, please. Okay.
It was 2010 or 11. Ayushmann and you, a lot of people don't know that Ayushmann and you, Ayushmann Khurrana, you all used to host a radio show. And, there was this conversation.
Separately, I think he was on Radio 7,
Yeah.
not together.
So, and we were talking, and Ayushmann says ki for a 3-hour show, I have to practice for 6 to 9 hours. And Jose, for a 3-hour show, just turns up and spontaneously kills it, right? And that's what I wanted to ask you, like in this creator economy, right? Like, do you have to be born with talent, or can like hard work make you talented and
No,
get you your likes?
you oversimplified it. So see, look, Ayushmann can do things on film and in front of a camera that I couldn't do in my wildest dreams, in terms of look at what he's done
Yeah,
with
yeah.
his career, right? And some people have it differently. Like, for example, even with comedians, I find there are some comedians, like stand-up comedy, people who will rehearse and rehearse and
Yeah.
rehearse, and they've got stuff written down. I've seen stand-up comedians with Excel sheets of all their jokes and what they're gonna do when and all. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I've just written everything on my hand. I remember the first time I did stand-up, I wrote everything on my hand, and on stage I was like, yeah, guys, and this lady. So I think everybody functions differently in that sense. So I don't think you can take anything away from from Ayushmann. He kicked ass, man.
No. So
Yeah.
I was saying, like, when it comes to hard work or natural talent, right? Especially we're talking about the creator
Yeah, yeah.
economy. What is important? What is more important? Persistence, putting up videos, or like you have to be naturally gifted?
So I think there's that old saying now: hard work beats talent that doesn't do hard work.
Okay.
I don't know if I've said it
Yeah.
correctly, but there's something like
It's
that.
something like you should be happy that the people with talent are not working too hard.
Yeah,
Because then you'll
something-
really get screwed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, seriously. So I
Yeah.
think hard work definitely trumps talent in that sense. But imagine someone with talent who is also hard
Yeah,
working.
I think
I don't know
Ayushmann is
anyone
a,
like
yeah,
that.
perfect example for someone
Yeah,
like that.
Ayushmann,
Right?
of course. So yeah, so that kind of thing, man. Definitely hard work. Hard work will win every time.
Okay, so Jose, you mentioned about stand-up comedians, etc. Who's your favorite stand-up comedian in India, abroad?
Oh my God, there are so many. I
Tell
couldn't
me.
possibly name a
Okay,
few.
okay. Let me make the question more finite, right? Whose NFT would you buy if
Oh my
someone
God.
was to drop an NFT?
We have to have the discussion on NFTs first, sir. How could we possibly? I'm actually, see, after everything, I still don't understand what's going on in the NFT space.
Okay.
Maybe you can educate me a little bit on that. But the way I understand it,
Yeah,
as of now, I feel like there's not enough value
agreed.
in the NFT space for me personally to say, hey, I want to buy this NFT. You know what I mean? And I think value also comes from, like, if Amitabh Bachchan said, I'm going to do an NFT, that's a different thing altogether. Sachin Tendulkar said, I want to do an NFT, different thing.
But why?
If I say I want to do
Let's
an
explore
NFT,
why. Why would you
Because
buy a
value.
Sachin Tendulkar? Okay, just as a collectible because you liked Sachin.
yeah, as a collectible.
Okay.
But then NFTs can do so much
So
more,
much
right?
exactly. Right.
So it's not just a collectible. So if for example,
Tell me, what sort of a comedian NFT would you buy? Let's jam on that.
no, I was saying in terms of value, if Sachin Tendulkar did an NFT and I bought his NFT, and with that NFT I get parking in his building every day, that is some serious fucking value. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise he can say, look, I'll give you an NFT, you buy my NFT, and you get to do one video with me. Let's say that's the value
Yeah, sure.
proposition. How many times is he gonna be able to do that with you? It's like a one ticket card, right? You'll end up using up that NFT.
Yeah.
Then that could have just been a ticket then. It didn't have to be an NFT. But I'm saying and I'm sure we'll get to that point also
Sure.
where NFTs have that kind of value. Like I know I was just
Longer
joking
term
about it, but
association.
this parking thing is actually a fucking great idea.
yeah, exactly.
You get
right.
parking in your favorite creator's building. Oh fuck. Because then there's also value. I can't believe I've really now it's lighting something up
Bro,
now.
it's my biggest fear, man. Parking in Bombay.
But think about it,
Yeah.
okay? Like, let's say this really happened and Sachin said, Hala, you buy my NFT and then you can park in my building, okay? Now, the value that you're getting is firstly, you're getting to park in Sachin Tendulkar's building.
Yeah.
Second value is any one of those days he might walk out going
Yeah,
somewhere and you
exactly.
might see him. And he doesn't have to be involved. He makes the NFT one time. The building admin has to deal with the parking shit. Bro, oh fuck, better write this shit down. We can go to him and say, sir, we have a great proposition for you. He's like, NFT, nahi paiji maine."
No,
Yeah,
but
bro.
you know, after probably seeing him 3-4 times, I'm sure there's value to sell it also, right? Like someone else who really wants to see Sachin
Bro,
Tendulkar.
oh shit, this is going down a crazy route. Okay,
Imagine, yeah.
you own the NFT and you saw him one day, he came out from the lift, he was wearing his 3/4 and his chappals and you're like, oh fuck, I saw Sachin Tendulkar in his natural habitat. You tell your friend, bro, Aja mere saath. What are you, he's in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, only 1 lakh. You pay me, come for a drive with me, you might see Sachin
Might
Tendulkar.
see him.
It's like when they take you to those places, you might see a dolphin.
Yeah. Might see. But no
Dude,
returns.
I think I've just cracked one form of NFT
Which
value.
you might actually buy, right?
I would buy that.
No, but okay, let's get
There's huge value,
let's
firstly,
get
in parking.
yeah.
Then, of course, getting to see Sachin Tendulkar. Bro,
Let's get a little serious now. Okay, so
I was being serious. What the fuck?
no, so you spoke about comedians and not seeing real value. So how do we create this real value? And I'll give you an idea, right? So we were speaking about so yeah, if you Google like people who've created successful communities, right? And especially nowadays, we like Web3 is all about community and trust, etc. So imagine, okay, a comedian launches his NFTs, and apart from just parking in his building, he also says, Jose, for the next 5 times I'm performing, you get probably front row seats, right? And probably I will not troll you during, I will not dig on you during
That
my,
second part has value.
during my,
But look, if it's limited,
sure, yeah,
okay, 5 times, then it could have been a ticket.
okay, agreed.
It didn't have to be an NFT.
So
then.
lifetime, so probably that will get you excited.
Lifetime, okay, then chalo, that has value for sure.
Lifetime, because like what is it value? Like you're thinking value that I will buy, but I might see 5 events, and after that I will sell it off or access, or if the comedian grows, probably the value will grow.
But then I guess the creator has to be in on that, or whoever's made that
Probably,
NFT.
right? Yeah.
If that's part of the deal, that you can sell this NFT and then that person gets to have lifetime access to your shows, there's value in that. That's huge value.
Will you? Is there anyone in India who you think you will buy? Who you won't get tired watching?
There are so many. I swear it would be really unfair to name
Yeah,
a
don't-
few.
Yeah,
But,
you don't want them messaging you and say, "Yeah, Jose, mera naam
There's
nahi
this
liya."
guy Jose. He's damn good.
He's the best. That's why you're on this episode, bro. I can see this as many number of times I want.
No, genuinely, man. And the crazy thing is, like you said, and now things have changed. Now it's not just people who are like so-called stand-up comedians or they're actors. Everybody is now an actor. Everybody is a stand-up comedian. Everyone's making content. So that playing field has changed. You can have actors with millions of followers, and you can have this guy who just makes videos at
Yeah.
home who's also on the same level,
Yeah,
purely because of the way things are today.
yeah.
So man, there are so many. I can't even begin to this thing. But yeah, there are definitely people in our Indian space who I would pay if they created an NFT which
With
gave me
value.
this kind of value.
Okay. Do you think a joke can go up as an NFT?
Again, if
As a token, see, talking about token economy. Everyone's talking about
Yeah.
tokenization, and this is also slightly on a serious level where when it comes to IP, right? Because you crack a joke, and tomorrow someone else cracks the joke, and that someone else has got more reach, and everyone says, okay, this person.
see, I don't know specifically about jokes because
Okay.
jokes are also about the person who cracked that joke and their delivery, right?
Yeah.
So just owning somebody else's joke, it's like owning Amitabh Bachchan saying hi. It's still Amitabh Bachchan saying hi. You
Yeah.
can't take that to a party and say मैंने ये hi किया. You can say मेरे हाथ में उनका hi है. But not more than that. Look, like I said, it's all about value, right?
Yeah.
There was that lady who was selling her farts, bro.
Yeah.
And people bought it. We have someone who has bought one of the cups, those jars, but bro, she made a ton of money. She got to a point where apparently they take her to the hospital because she kept eating rajma or some shit like that. But see, she cracked it. She knew that there was value in her farts. This is a crazy analogy, but it's true. I mean, it's a fact.
Do you think it's the greater fool theory in place over here? Like you buy something and you realize you yourself might not be convinced, but then you realize that because there's hype, because there's PR around something, because this person,
Yeah.
this lady blows up, someone
No pun
might
intended.
no pun intended. Someone might value her farts more, right? And that's why, like the same thing, right? Like when it comes to
But
NFTs.
unfortunately, her farts don't last. I mean, I've heard, saw it in a YouTube video.
No, but what do you think? Like sometimes when people are also not convinced, like I know a lot of people who are not convinced about this NFT thing, but still are in because they feel
It could have value. Yeah.
they feel FOMO, but then they realize, I'm buying it for $10,000, but if there is someone else who's buying it for 17,000, it's just arbitrage game which I am playing, right? So
Yeah.
yes, I know I'm a fool, but there are greater fools.
It's
than
like
me.
those when we were younger, we had those what are those trump cards?
Yeah, trump cards.
It's literally
Tazos,
literally trump cards, right? But like take art for example. Of course, I'm aware that NFTs have the fork is so much. There's so many branches, different things you can do with it if someone really wanted to. But let's take art for
Sure.
example. Okay, somebody buys art. They might not be completely convinced, but many years later, it's the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
So huge value in that, and it's only has its huge value because there's somebody willing to buy it.
Yeah.
So with an NFT, unfortunately, with the digital world, I'm gonna screenshot that. That's a good,
Yeah, exactly right.
I love those jokes
Yeah.
by the way, where
मैं
people,
तो screenshot कर लूँगा
where
यार.
people like argue.
Yeah.
Someone's like, hey, this is my NFT, and so they, I got it. I screenshot it. I right click and I saved
No,
it. I
but
find
the
that very
guys who
funny.
own the NFT get really passionate saying,
Yeah,
but
you're
you
upset.
don't know 10 years down the line.
Because they
Yeah,
put
yeah.
so much of themselves into
Yeah.
that. But that's the thing with digital, right? These days, pictures, videos, movies, everything is, you can replicate it.
Yeah.
And it's easy to replicate. It's very tough to replicate the Mona Lisa. Very tough to replicate actual art in the real world. I think that digital brings that level out because you can. If I try to recreate this at home, it would look all like fucked up and shit, and be like really badly painted. But a digital piece of this, I could replicate it in an instant. Someone using Photoshop, fucking using 3D Blender, this, that, and you can make your own version of it.
True.
So yeah, so I still feel like some of those things are yet to be figured out
Yeah.
in the NFT space. There is something going on there for sure. But you know how it is, man. People take everything and run it into the ground first, and then people are also doing bad things with it. Like there's so much of piracy, people stealing NFTs,
Just copying it,
people
creating it
copying
on
it
another
and
blockchain,
uploading it
on a different
yeah,
blockchain.
yeah, and then like just messing up the whole system.
Yeah.
That's what we do best, I guess, as humans.
Jose, on that note, we'll quickly jump to the segment which we do on the show. It's time for Eka's commandments for future proofing. While there is so much that can be done with Web3 technologies already, we are still at a very nascent stage with regards to this. It is like having a young child prodigy around you, and you can only speculate about all the great things her future holds. The Web3 infrastructure has just about started to get developed, and there's still a long while before we get to see its maximum potential. However, while we speculate about the future of Web3, we do know of something that is already out here to future-proof us: the Intel vPro line of processors. Do you know that Intel vPro users can experience 41% faster office productivity during a video conference call? That means employees stay more productive while collaborating. Moreover, it also offers a better battery life performance, which means you can leave the cot behind and you don't have to constantly worry about charging your laptop. Ah, what a relief. Intel vPro, built for business. Welcome back in conversation with my favorite creator in the Indian digital space. He's here. He's right there. And Jose, you know, before we speak about the metaverse, right? And we spoke about NFTs just before the break. A series of videos which you've done, right, on Insta and Facebook, they went really viral, right? I'm talking about misheard lyrics.
Yeah, with the board and shit.
Yeah, in fact, I went to YouTube, and now like there's collection of misheard lyrics put by you, put by others. It's like crazy.
Somebody took it, uploaded
millions
to their
and
channel.
millions of views, bro.
So I went and replied this saying, "Thank you for re-uploading my work."
So tell us a little more about misheard lyrics.
So I don't own misheard lyrics as such. It was something that people are doing abroad anyway. The only thing I did slightly different was I started looking for desi words in misheard lyrics, which I was finding hilarious to myself. So I sit and laugh to myself. I said, shit, isko banana chahiye. So English songs that have desi words, like nothing funnier than some pitbull saying ganda. I'm like, oh shit. Or I'm saying aloo dahi, you know. So finding desi words in English songs and finding weird desi words in Hindi songs. So basically I started doing it with I wouldn't say just with Bollywood, but more with the desi angle to it. So that was what was slightly different rather than most misheard lyrics are, I heard something weird in a song. So yeah, that's what
you give it a different twist.
Yeah, that
now tell me, you know why I'm asking you this, right? Or either misheard lyrics or anything else which you've created in this space, right? Do you think any of them can actually become an NFT, which might have eventual usage in the metaverse, which we are going to talk about?
So I don't know, man. So maybe someone else could see a different level of value in it. But to me, I feel like it's got my face in there. I've already received all the dopamine notifications, you know.
But what if someone else makes money off it? Will that eventually start pinching you a bit? Because I know you as a creator, you've always been fun. You've probably never chased money. Yes, money is good. You've not allowed money to, you know, like dictate what you want to do. But if someone else probably starts making money off these, like the same person on YouTube who takes all your videos of Insta, puts it up, monetizes it.
Yeah.
Then
no, see, but with misheard lyrics, specifically with misheard lyrics, because it's music that belongs to labels, I can't monetize it anyway. Even if I wanted to monetize it, I can't monetize it. Okay, and if they say, hey, we don't like this, I'll have to take it down. Because they own those songs, right?
Has that happened? Has someone gotten offended that you've made our song sound like shit?
No one. Initially, there was a little bit of like, अरे बेंचोदी क्या चल रहा है? मेरा हमारे लोग इतना काम किया इस पे और आप उसमें गेंडूल आपको दिख गया. You know, so they're like, what the fuck? But then slowly it started becoming a thing where they wanted their songs to be made misheard lyrics out of.
Have they reached out to you and said?
Yeah.
They believe that their song will viral because of you.
I've had brands come up to me and say, can you find misheard lyrics in this? I've never been able to find a misheard lyrics if I go looking for it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's difficult. Yeah.
No, I think misheard lyrics is like love. you if you go looking for it now,
Yeah, it's
nahi
gonna be
I swear to
difficult.
God, I've talked about this so many times, but once a brand came up to me and said that this is a list of 30, 50 songs or whatever. Can you find misheard lyrics in there? And I said, sure, okay. And they own the rights to everything and all that. So I said, okay, fine. I sat and I listened to 50 songs and I didn't find a single misheard
That's
lyric.
why you hire interns.
Yeah, but they won't find it. So I was like, what is going on? So I'm sure there were also misheard lyrics in there, but
Sure.
I couldn't find them just purely because I was looking for it. The best misheard lyrics come from somebody saying, Arey, wo kya tha? Rewind. Like I was once in Rajasthan or something. We want to shoot for MTV only, somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the driver is driving.
I remember this. I remember you told me this. But yeah, go
And
ahead.
he just says, Arey, usme gaana bola. I said, kisme gaana bola? And luckily he had like an MP3, like a USB or something in his music system. So I said, please, usko rewind kar sakte? I said, why? I put it back and usme gaana bola. I was like, bro, that's the next
That's
misheard
a
lyrics.
misheard So, okay, we'll talk about tokenizing stuff which you've created, but and probably they'll have utility in the metaverse, etc. When there is a virtual Jose-thon probably in the metaverse. But what is the metaverse? When someone says Jose metaverse, what does instantly come to your mind?
So what comes to mind is just people trying to brand the internet. I don't know.
Yeah,
to
maybe,
me, I
that-
feel like it's just the internet.
But is it what? Is it virtual reality? Do you see yourself sitting with these VR glasses and then walking
See,
around?
these
in
days
this-
people call anything metaverse and hum log metaverse banaya and all. Someone has made a small microsite where there are 3 people you can interact with each other. Some shit. So to me, the metaverse is the internet and
Okay.
people coming together in one central space. But then you have, for example, you have Facebook with their Meta.
They took changed the name only because they were so convinced,
Yeah.
right? They wanted to monopolize the
Yeah,
metaverse.
So the Quest 2, I have a Quest 2
Yeah.
also, and so you have Meta, which is trying to say that, hey, our virtual reality world is the metaverse. And then you have actually there aren't too many other people who are saying that they own a metaverse.
They're
right?
saying we own decentralized networks like Decentraland and.
But Meta's not decentralized in that sense, right?
It is not. That's the thing, right? Like that's why they've probably renamed Facebook to Meta.
What
thinking
what
that-
I can't figure out is how do you decentralize something
which is owned by someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is at some level or the other is going to be owned by someone. For example, let's say you take it down to the very basic bare bones. That internet line, that cable itself will belong to someone, right?
Yeah.
Who's that person? How do you decentralize that? Really, how do you decentralize that? And humans are the most scattered people in the world. How you're telling me that millions of people are going to come together for one single cause? God, we've been trying this for fucking decades.
Not gonna happen.
So I don't know about not going to happen, but
Science fiction.
But it's really, to me, it seems so far off that we can decentralize things. Like, for example, you have all these social media platforms. I'm
Yeah.
not saying any of them are like bad intrinsically, but and some of them are trying to decentralize parts of themselves. Like they're trying to give the creator more control over what happens. But at the end of the day, they're companies that need to make everything runs on money. As long as things are still
Yeah.
running on money, someone needs to own it and maintain it
Yeah.
and get value out of it. Now, how do you decentralize that?
How's this gonna happen? Like, say, I was reading something about Snoop Dogg buys this virtual piece of land, right? And for some millions of dollars, and then all his neighbors, virtual neighbors, that property price
Yeah,
rises. But yeah, where's this money
That's
going
so
to?
funny, no?
Bro, where is this money going to?
Yeah.
Is it owned by, like, can anyone can a creator create his own metaverse?
You could, I guess,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's a game.
Yeah.
You create a game universe where people can buy land. I think people are already doing this in
Yeah.
various games. People doing this
Primarily,
people
gaming
doing
is where
it in Minecraft.
gaming is where I
Yeah.
think gaming is like people are bored of their lives and realize that
Yeah.
through pandemic they realize gaming is the thing.
Yeah.
Let's just make this whole make reality into a game so that it's more bearable, maybe.
I think like this futuristic version of the metaverse, to me at least, but also I feel I'm more inclined to this because I'm into virtual reality, is putting on a headset, going into a sort of like an internet space.
Okay.
I think the right way to term it would be an internet space where you can buy buy space there, cultivate land, park your car
But
virtually.
is this volumetric VR where you're actually moving around and experiencing stuff?
Yeah.
Or is this your avatar being controlled by 2-3 keyboard keys?
No, bro. So full 6 DOF controls. You've got controls in your hands.
With tactile.
You're moving
feedback,
around.
yeah.
People have haptics,
Full.
suits and all that shit. I think the thing that comes closest would be Ready Player One.
Yeah.
You've seen Ready Player One,
of
right?
course.
So I think that movie is way ahead of its time. And I think everyone is most companies are going in that zone. You put on a headset, you get a treadmill that moves in all directions. This is my dream. I would like to have one of these in my house. That would be amazing.
But there's a museum, in fact, I was reading about in Singapore, which they try to recreate in Borivali, I think, where the museum is just a treadmill, which is just a treadmill, right? And you're wearing this thing, and the whole museum comes alive.
Explore, wow.
So it's a tiny space, but you feel it's this incredibly huge museum, and it just shows you everything in history.
Dude, these guys are doing such crazy things in VR. Like there is this one game. Oh God, I should remember. You might want to put it up on the screen. I can't remember the name of the game, but they've developed it in such a way that you have a 3x3 or a 6x6 space in your house. Okay, the game is developed in such a way that you can take steps and move, but the game will always calculate your movements in a way and make sure that you're moving in a way where you never leave that space. So you feel like you walked a mile, but you've actually just kept going from here to there, moving from here to there.
It's good getting some workout without actually moving.
Yeah, dude, VR is on
do you
another
think
level.
Do you think because of this people will not leave their houses and get so comfy?
No, I don't think VR is on that level where, especially here,
in the future, 10-15 years, or
of course.
You think that'll happen? Because everyone's talking about, like, on Instagram, you see people about trekking and traveling and experiencing the world, and suddenly you think in 10-15 years.
Which is why I'm saying now, and maybe even 10-15 years might be, but the way technology moves so fast, who knows? If they come up with contact lenses and you're not constrained by too much, people will start living in those worlds.
The eventual device has to become more convenient.
Exactly.
Right?
And right now, and our weather over here, man, in this heat.
Parking.
Parking. In this heat, putting a headset on.
A little disclaimer: why we are talking about parking is Jose took like Jose stays just 3 minutes away from the studio,
but it took 15 minutes to get parking.
It took 30 minutes for him to park.
No, so virtual reality, having the headset on, at least for me, I know that there are people who spend hours and hours in virtual reality. Okay, which is not I don't think it's a great thing. You got 2 screens right inside your eyes like that, but I can spend like an hour max in virtual reality in this kind of weather, even with the AC on, because after a point you've got something on your face, man. You gotta wipe the sweat off. You gotta like get your eyes sorted and shit. But
and even
the future,
nausea, etc.
You could end up going through that if you're not like in an ideal scenario. But I think the future will be this.
So in this future world, right?
You plug in not in the eyes, you plug into your brain.
Where do creators and brands come in?
So I think already, is it Rec Room, VR Chat? They have stages where people can go up and perform stand-up comedy in front of a virtual crowd.
Yeah, that's interesting.
There's also
and virtual crowd is actually like
the real
avatar
people
sitting.
Yeah, avatars all sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
So you could have a dinosaur, a cat, because everyone has
and
their own
ticketed
avatar.
events.
Ticketed events. Formula One is already doing this, where they put a 360-degree camera right up in front of where the race is. You can buy a ticket to that seat, and in virtual reality, you can watch the race.
Crazy.
Bomb.
No, so we had this in a previous episode. We discussed about this. One thing is Formula One doing it for a race now, but the other thing is a great option for time traveling, right? Like 30 years back, if you want to see Max win a race.
Oh shit!
And since probably right now, volumetric VR, etc. is not like so much data, and rendering is a pain, but I'm sure 20-30 years rendering will become easy. And imagine you are then taking a ticket to say that I'm going to go see Verstappen win that Supermax, win that race.
And it'll be literally like you've entered like something like Minority Report, because you've gone back and you're watching it happen. But that will all depend on them people starting now.
People have to shoot right now, right? Like just in the hope of
there's huge
just
value.
shoot and keep, and then say ki bhai 20 years later I will show you.
It's the futuristic version of documenting history. We've done books and we've done people writing down, okay, so this happened, meteor hit that dinosaur, everybody's dead. But now, if you start documenting now, then you get to see it.
But what are the fields which you think this is? See, one thing is talking about it futuristically, right? Things where you actually see this is going to happen, like education, probably office going, right? Like one thing is entertainment, where like, porn, gaming, like people will always do all that stuff. But in real life,
Porn always adopts next level technology first. They've already jumped into the virtual. I've heard from a friend.
Yeah, especially with tactile haptic feedback and all. It all came in because people who were watching porn wanted to
You
touch
got
and
one
feel.
step
Right?
ahead, yes.
Wanted to touch and feel, right? Like सिर्फ देखने का नहीं, अभी छूने का.
I hope they won't introduce smells, but
with those fart NFTs.
but virtual reality has already jumped into VR porn and stuff, and it's on another level altogether.
But apart from porn and gaming, do you see in real life? Do you see education probably? And why I'm asking is you're
Hell yeah.
You're a father, and you through your daughter you survived pandemic in this confined space without getting out, right?
Still surviving.
And and you create a lot of content, and this is what I touched up earlier in the episode, right? Like for these, and we spoke about creator economy, and people say, millennials and Gen X and the next gen, and then people are saying the next generation are basically going to be creators, right? So the kind of technology which we slowly got exposed through dial-up, etc., right? These kids are
They're born into it.
They're born into it, right? So
They're
what's your
born
experience
into
with
the
your?
fire.
Yeah, what's your experience as a father and seeing Chloe grow up?
So, personally, I don't think kids should be exposed to the internet before they're ready to be exposed to the internet. Of course,
how would you ever know when they're ready or not?
Kids, you just talk to them. They're quite brainless. No, I mean, see, I think that the first set of years, like up to, it all depends. Up to 18, very surely, you shouldn't be embroiled into the internet world. And especially kids, I think their first few years should be building relationships, playing outside, doing kid stuff, yeah.
Okay.
I still believe very strongly that should keep happening. Like,
but what, as a parent, will you have to force that in? Because see, I'll tell you, right? Like I have a nephew, right, and my sister also does a lot of videos, and this I think he's 6 years old, but he's so aware of the camera right now. And when I asked him last time, what do you want to do? He's like, I want to be like Mom, I want to create videos. That's a 6-year-old saying that he wants to be a creator,
yeah, because
right?
he's seen his mom do all this. So
right? She's also a full-time ophthalmologist and a doctor, right? Like I would
he's
like
I
it
don't
when
want
he
to do that.
says
I want to do the
yeah,
camera part.
yeah, he should say that I want to be a doctor, right? Ideally, because my sister doesn't do it all the time, right? But probably
But the doctor part, he probably sees less.
Maybe right?
She sees less, I guess, right? But but see, kids are like that. They're like sponges. They'll absorb anything that's in front of them, right? But just because they can doesn't necessarily mean they should. This is how I feel. I mean, I'm sure people have different opinions on this, but see, look, at this point in time, and that's why we have parental controls and stuff on all our devices. Okay, the kid can definitely get into being in front of the camera, and even my kid does this. She sees me making videos and all. She'll also sit and she does these vlogs at home. But she's just doing them in the camera, to the camera, because she feels like she's not posting them anywhere. She doesn't have an account. She's not allowed to have an account. It'd be ridiculous for her to have her own account. People used to send me messages saying, your daughter should have her own account. In my head, I was like, no, she definitely should not.
I've seen her pictures ever since she was born, right? And,
yeah.
And I've seen her pretty much grow up on the internet. Right?
Yeah, so when we started, okay, we had a long conversation, me and my wife, about this. There's so many variables to the internet. Should we even be posting our kids to the internet? And look, the internet and its effects, they warp us as humans, as adults. Imagine what it would do to a kid. I genuinely believe, like, so with my kid, what we did was, I'd take a couple of videos, we'd be fooling around. That's it. Putting a camera up in your house and documenting every move is a different ball game altogether. And I don't know whether, I mean, I'm sure, like I said, to each their own, and I'm not here to parent you or your kids or whatever. That's totally up to you. But I believe that if you do that, you're going to end up warping them in some way. Maybe it might end up being good, maybe it might end up being bad, but I honestly don't think it's the best idea. You'll never I feel like a kid going through something. Maybe they're having a bad time or whatever. You don't sit and document it. You sit and talk to the kid or help them first, as opposed to saying, come, let's discuss
Let's
this."
take a video.
into the camera. So, and things got crazy. There was a point where, and I've watched a lot of this content on the internet also, where families are just documenting their entire lives, and they made a ton of money. Some people have got.
We're not talking about Kardashians, right?
They were all adults, no, at that point. Yeah. No, there are specific channels on the internet where it's all about babies and all about kids and documenting their babies' lives, which is all fine. But documenting your kid's trauma, documenting the kid having a bad time and all, I feel like it's that's not such a great thing to do. I think the first thing you should do as a parent is spend time with the kid and try to help them with that, as opposed to trying to convert it into content.
But what if kids enjoy this, right? Like, and why I'm saying is, we're seeing creators becoming younger and younger, right? And we are actually at a place where, my mother's a pediatrician, and she told me the story. So she's like, she's also a storytelling pediatrician. Right? So she was like, she spoke to a patient, and and usually she asks, right, like a kid to distract them, like, what do you want to do in life? And this person actually said, I want to be a video creator. Mereko reels banane.
So great, they can practice, have fun, do everything there is to do with it. But I think there's a time and place for all that. When they grow up, they'll have the skills to do that.
You think remember, I mean, probably we in school and college, probably like it would just ended engineer, doctor, and then so much business and so much stuff, media came up. And now do you actually see when people say that we want to be creators?
Of course, see, look, after a point now, if they're doing well and they're great creators and they're getting a lot of attention, which will lead to the fame, which will lead to the money. And once you reach the money and you realize that, I can make money doing this, why will you want to do anything else?
Probably, right? But if everyone's creating, who's watching, man, Jose?
Good point.
Yeah, who's watching?
Like I was telling someone, if you're spending all your time on the internet, only consuming things, good for you, but you're wasting your time. Someone else is making the money.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have your own job and you're making money and you're sorted, it's fine. But if you're not doing anything with your life other than consuming content on the internet, there's something you need to think about and fix that. You know what I mean?
Do you consume a lot of content?
Oh, all the time. I'm wasting so much time. Fucking hell.
Okay, who are your favorite creators? Okay, in this non-comedy space, I've already asked you. You don't want to take any names. But, when we talk about creators, most people just think about, like in Instagram, people just think about fitness videos, travel videos, funny videos,
I mostly consume shit that makes me laugh, that makes me feel good.
Okay, but what about like aspects of, you mentioned streaming, and many people don't know you're also a game streamer, right?
And you barely started. I'm trying.
But do you but my phone shocked me. It said that you're spending an obnoxious amount of time on Twitch, because I realized the apps tell you now how much time you spend, right? And I love FIFA. I've been playing from 1998, right? And honestly, I think I've become better as a player mainly because I've been watching streamers, right? And maybe these guys who you said you rather want them to go out and play, they will say, Dad, like I rather play online. And there are like a lot of gaming creators, streamers coming up, right?
But then again, look, if you're sitting in front of a screen for like 6, 8 hours, 12 hours, I know people do streams. It's unhealthy.
For whom? For the creator?
For the creator, of course. You're just sitting in one place. It's unhealthy. Even a doctor will tell you that it's unhealthy. You know what I mean? It's a no-brainer, really. So, I mean, if you're not getting out and you're only doing that, you're going to fuck your life up.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a good long-term goal in that sense. You burn yourself out, man. But do
you think streaming in general as a creator career option is you stream you stream a lot on YouTube also? I've seen some of your ghost stories.
When this pandemic happened, I started giving my YouTube channel a little bit of attention. Before this, you know how it is. I've always made video. Arey usme wo gaane mein gaand hai. ठीक है.
बना देते.
अरे वो चिड़िया क्या कर रहे? So, but after pandemic, I said I gotta maybe give social media a little more time and love and effort, and then started doing these streams. Then it became a nice little community of people who were just hanging out on the stream. And
does it make you money?
Yeah, makes us money, man. People dropping super chats and ads on those videos and stuff. I sometimes wonder if I'd keep doing it if I was not making money. I would keep doing it if I was not making money, because I do make money from other avenues. But I don't think anybody should do anything for free. I mean, you can, but you should get something out of it.
For sure.
Even building a community, if you're not making money out of it, building a community can lead to monetary benefits.
Of course, and that's what we spoke about.
So
at the
it's
start,
worth
right?
putting your time into in that sense. Nothing is really free. There's definitely some level of give and take on every level, I feel.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Jose, now there's a question which I always ask people, right? 10, 15 years down the line in this creator economy space, right? What are the jobs which will disappear? And what are the kind of, to all our young listeners, right? Like, if you want to be part of this creator economy, not just as a creator, right? Like, as a platform, as someone who helps other creators, right? What are the skill sets which you should be developing right now? And what are the jobs which will you have to get off from now if you care about your future a decade down the line?
So I'm a bit old school in that sense, where I feel like nothing has really changed in the world. Okay, a lot of delivery mechanisms have changed. Your internet's gotten faster. Phones can do 4K. I feel like the old concepts still have their wisdom in there. Like, you see people telling other people that, man, just keep at it, keep going. Ek din ho jayega na. Encho 10 saal nikal gaya.
But yeah, that's 90% of the audience, Jose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So what people don't realize is that people who break through that, those people are on some level, they are the exceptions. They had something extra. Everybody doesn't have that. It's not a bad thing. It's not like, arey, you're a terrible person because you don't have that X factor or whatever. Everybody shines in different ways. That part is true. I'm not just saying that. Like, your family will tell you, तुम्हारे अंदर है कुछ, अभी तक पता नहीं वो क्या है, लेकिन है तुम्हारे अंदर. So like when I see people telling people, you just keep on creating, yaar, keep on. अरे कुछ है क्या उसमें? Don't be like a family member who says, बहुत अच्छा करते रह. Be brutal when it comes to that kind of this thing. So if you feel like somebody doesn't have it, don't encourage them to keep doing that. You're making them waste 10 years of their life. So coming back to the question, have like a plan B. Have something to fall back on. I think and these are very old concepts. I'm not coming up with this right now. It's basic stuff that your parents will tell them if they genuinely care about you. Others are saying, बहुत अच्छा बेटा करो, करते रहना. If you're born into money or filthy rich, then fucking do whatever you want. करो जो करने का, किसी को problem नहीं रहेगा. But otherwise, there are so many skills that people don't have, which you can learn. Editing, sound design. But usme bhi there is some level. If you have that little X factor, you will take that to another level. Being in front of the camera is not everything. People don't realize that thousands of jobs that are happening behind the camera. Yeah. So
you're saying AI and all that won't replace all this, right?
I think there are some things that AI just can't replace.
Okay, which is what creativity or telling the AI, programming.
Creativity, being able to tell what's good, what's not. Although algorithms will push stuff, again, people's likes and dislikes are very subjective.
Okay.
And I feel like I don't know specifically. The one thing I know for sure is that I don't know anything. But I think that there are some things that AI just can't replace.
Yeah.
AI will not be able to build a community of people and chat with people, and that back and forth human interaction, I feel, is so incredibly complex that AI can't possibly.
I think a community manager for other creators in this metaverse might be a good job.
Yeah.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, man. But then again, you never know in the future. I wouldn't think that AI could do some of the things that it can do now.
Yeah, like crazy. Like the amount we've seen web evolve in the last decade or so.
Web technology,
like, it's crazy.
Mind blowing, bro. Mind blowing.
Jose, on that note, anyway, episode about creators and creator economy. Any creators out there who you think are doing a great job? You want to give a shout out to any podcast which you listen, which you would like to recommend?
See, the thing, like I said, stop trying to get me to say something.
You should just say, Eka, your podcast is the best.
Eka, your podcast
and I
is
hope
the
everyone
best.
and everyone
what you're
hears
doing
it.
is fantastic. Everyone, please watch this. No.
My external validation.
No, I've thought about this. People who are doing well, they don't need us to say that, hey, they're doing well, because they're getting the notifications.
Okay, for people who are not doing too well, please, your last line.
So we don't know who they are, right? Because they're not doing too well.
Hopefully in the second season when we have
No, but-
Jose, he'll mention, give you a
No,
shout
but
out.
something that even I've been because we're old school, right? We've been from in that time where I feel like if you see somebody who's made you laugh, immediately double tap. I've recently, imagine now I've started doing that. But it was not a culture sort of,
Yeah.
I don't know, I was not, for us oldies, you're not into that sort of thing. You see someone doing something good and they made you chuckle even, double tap it, share it. I think that's the best thing you can do for people who are just putting content out, people who are already doing well. They have trillions of followers.
Yeah.
You don't need
They
to
don't
share
even
their
care
shit.
whether you
Yeah.
not.
No, they care.
Everyone cares.
But you don't need to help them. They need to help you. भाई लोग मेरा share करो please.
प्लीज इस एपिसोड को शेयर कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए, इस शो को फॉलो कीजिए. Jose, fantastic chatting with you. I can't even, like, it's been an hour already that we are being thrown out of the studio. But fantastic episode. So great to have you here.
I'll see you on Web 4.
We'll definitely. Thanks so much, Jose.
Thanks,
Cheers.
man. It was damn good fun.
And that was such a hilarious episode of Future Proofing, presented by Intel vPro, built for business. If this episode made you laugh, please like it, share it, comment on it, do rate the podcast too. And we also have some really cool news for you guys. We have a contest running where you can win show merchandise as well as a free NFT. All you have to do is answer a simple question. For more details, please follow IVM Podcast across all social media platforms @IVM Podcast. You can also follow me at Ekalavya across LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Ekalavya B on Twitter. Thank you so much, and see you on the next episode of Future Proofing.